Hello, my name's Tom Emmer. Yeah. Isn't that the way we started this a few weeks ago? Hi, my name is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Welcome to the meeting, Tom. Thank you. Thank you guys for all being here. I've done this a couple of times. I'm going to do it again tonight. This is probably one of the most important groups going. Why? I do think you should change the name. It's Minnesotans for Limited Government. Folks, we're way past that. We're way past limited government. It's time to be Minnesotans for less government. I don't say that to offend you, but I say that because you're at least making the cause. Here's what this next election is all about. It's about our ideas versus their ideas. I hope you will agree with me. Their ideas are what? What's that?
Communism.
Well, it's worse than that. It's wealth redistribution. It's the state having all the authority. What was the Constitution supposed to do? It's supposed to protect our freedom. That's it. Our Constitution was not created to provide us with a national health care system. Our Constitution was not provided to give all the power to the federal government. This country was built on individual freedoms, the right to self-determine, the right to achieve your greatest potential, and the right to fail. That's right. What an interesting concept, the right to fail. It's called self-responsibility. Folks, I think the Republican Party, and I'm going to speak as the Republican Party right now because I'm seeking the Republican endorsement to run for the governor's office. I think we lost our way a few years ago. There was a contract with America in 1994 that elected Republicans all across this country and in this state. Republicans were given the bully pulpit. They were put in charge. Why? Because they said they were for this. They said that they were going to reduce the size of government. They were going to return individual liberties, individual freedoms to the people. Well, we lost our way. Somewhere along the way, after we were singing the song and we were dancing the dance, we had people who were good people when they went in. They didn't honor the obligation. They didn't honor their call. And in fact, a government that was already too big a little bit more than a decade ago is now even bigger. And what somebody said back there was communism. You can call it socialism. You can call it whatever you want. The government that we have right now at a federal level and at a state level has runaway, unheard of growth. Well, we look at it, we could stand up here and we could be the other party, the party that stands up and say it's a sad day in Minnesota. Or we could look at this as probably the greatest opportunity that any one of us is going to have in our lifetime. The opportunity that presents itself right now in this country and in this state is an opportunity to take back our country and our state. Clearly, their ideas do not work. The debate is over. You look at Massachusetts, you look at Michigan, you look at California. Anybody who wants to argue with you on the street, just tell them, look at those states. You cannot spend your way out of debt. You cannot spend your way to prosperity. As I've been going around, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but there was a gentleman who I met up in Blaine a few weeks ago who looked at me when I was talking about why our ideas make sense, our principles and our values are the right ones at the right time if we're going to have a future in this country. And he looked at me and he said, you know, I've known that this spending your way out of debt doesn't work for a long time. He said, my wife tried to spend us to prosperity shortly after we were married. And he said it didn't work very well. Well, you laugh, but think about it. That is in essence what they are offering. It makes no sense. The future of our country is at stake. The future of our state is at stake. Now is the time for real leadership. And leadership is about going back to the future. And what does that mean? It means going back to the principles that our founders intended when they created those governing documents. Those principles are intended to put all the power in the individual. They are supposed to give us the power, not the other way around. If there's going to be a future in this country for my children, your children, and our grandchildren, we must start to honor our principles and our ideals. And if we do that, we didn't get here overnight, but we can start moving back towards not only a time of prosperity, but folks, a time where our rights are what matters, what matter. We get to self-determine, we get to decide for ourselves how much we want to achieve. That's the future. I hope that all of you are going to work with all of us, because 2010, regardless of who the candidate is, and I'm going to keep trying working hard for your support and others, but regardless of who the candidate is, our message with the right messenger next fall will create it'll be a 1994 all over again. And if we gain the public's trust back again, if they believe us, because it's not about our ideals and principles, everybody knows ours are the right ones. The question is, do they believe that we are actually going to perform this time? Do they believe that we will actually honor the promise? If they do, they will vote us into the governor's office. We will take back majorities in the House and the Senate. That's right. We're going to take back a lot of seats. Harry Reid is down by 14 points yesterday in Nevada. We've got a senator that doesn't know what side of the coin he's on because he's a professional out in Pennsylvania that has fallen behind his challenger, Mr. Toomey. Things are changing, folks. You can see 30 seats in Congress easily. Now is the time, if we all work together and we advance these principles. And it must be a clear and distinct choice. It cannot be a little of this and a little bit of that. It has to be a clear and distinct choice. We do it this time, we take back the authority. We start making the decisions again, and we do what we say we're going to do. We will have a legacy to run on for years to come. And guess what? This state and this country will be much better off for our kids and our grandkids. Thanks.